Today's operator signal is this: AI is getting more capable, but the real business value is starting to show up in specialized work cells. That is a different story than simply saying the models are smarter. A work cell is a narrow operating lane with a clear job, bounded tools, known handoffs, and a measurable outcome. This weekend's AI news points in that direction. Start with OpenAI. On June 26th, OpenAI previewed GPT 5.6 Sol with stronger agentic performance in coding, biology, and cybersecurity. The important operator detail is not just the benchmark lift. OpenAI also described a new max reasoning effort and an ultra mode that uses subagents for complex work. It also emphasized layered safeguards, especially around higher risk cyber activity. That is the shape of a frontier AI now: more reasoning, more tool coordination, and more risk management at the same time. For leaders, the takeaway is to route the hardest technical work to the strongest model only when the value justifies the cost and the workflow has enough review around it. Second, AWS published a practical example of AI-driven migration orchestration. The pattern connects AWS Transform for discovery and wave planning, Cloud Migration Factory for orchestration, AWS Application Migration Service for replication, Bedrock Agent Core for purpose-built migration agents, and Kiro CLI as the natural language interface. In the example, an operator can ask for the status of a migration wave, investigate a failed cutover, or trigger the next workflow through a controlled path. This is exactly what an AI work cell looks like. It is not a generic chatbot hovering over IT. It is a migration operating lane with inventory, wave plans, replication status, failure investigation, notifications, and security boundaries. The output is not a clever answer. The output is migration velocity with fewer handoffs and less manual tracking. Third, physical AI is moving deeper into distribution operations. Nomagic announced that its shoebox picker won the 2026 IFOI award in the robot warehouse system category. The reason this matters is that shoebox picking is a messy edge case in fashion and footwear fulfillment. Boxes are fragile, inconsistent, often unsealed, and not always oriented the same way. Nomagic says its system combines AI-driven perception with specialized gripping hardware and can automate up to 98% of shoebox SKUs in live warehouse environments. That is a useful supply chain signal. AI in logistics is not only a planning screen, it is moving toward physical bottlenecks where perception, hardware, exception handling, and workflow integration have to work together. Fourth, regulated risk operations are also becoming a work cell market. Quantifind announced a $200 million growth investment to advance AI native risk intelligence and governed agentic middleware. Its Graphite platform is aimed at financial crime, compliance, and national security workflows, combining internal and external data with purpose-built language models for entity resolution and risk discovery. The important phrase there is governed middleware. In a bank or public sector risk environment, an AI agent cannot just be fast. It has to preserve evidence, lower false positives, support review, and fit regulatory expectations. Put these signals together, and the pattern is clear. AI is becoming less about one general assistant and more about many specialized operating cells: a coding and security research cell, a cloud migration cell, a warehouse picking cell, a financial crime risk cell. The playbook for leaders is simple. Pick one expensive workflow where the input is repeatable and the outcome is measurable. Define the tools the AI can use, define who reviews the output, capture the evidence trail, measure cycle time, exceptions, false positives, and recovery paths. Then scale the work cell only after it proves it can run safely. The next AI advantage will not come from sprinkling chat across the enterprise. It will come from designing focused AI work cells that do real work inside real constraints with real operating metrics